Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Kutastham bodhamadvaitam atmanam paribhavaya abhasoham brahmam muktva bhavam bhayamathantaram. The world begins with a illusory concept of in and out. This concept of in and out is an illusion. If we understand it, it will help us a lot. For example, the handkerchief is in my pocket. The book is outside my pocket. The book is inside the hall. Shoes are outside the hall. Shoes are inside the building. Car is outside the building. Car is inside the ashram. Road is outside the ashram. So the same thing is referred as in and out with reference to something. If this reference is removed, there is neither in nor out. See? And what is the reference? The reference is our own gross body identification. When we are identified with the gross body, we have this is called technically as viparya. Viparya means upside down understanding. So when we are identified with the body, we mistake. I am inside the body and the world is outside the body. Whenever this concept of in and out is valid, we are in samsara. When we discard the body identification as in deep sleep, that time we are inside the body or outside the body. That time we are inside the room or outside the room. That time we are on the bed or below the bed. All these concepts of in and out are valid only when we are referring to the conditioning of body. Therefore, when we paribhavaya, when we go on insisting to be the gross space, from the space's point of view, there is no inside and outside. Therefore, as the outer space is, so the inner space is. Outer space is not contaminated by anything. Inner space is also not contaminated by anything. Outer space you cannot improve. Inner space also you cannot improve. Because from the space's point of view, in and out is an illusion. Because what is that which is making this concept of in and out? The concept of in and out is made by the walls. And where are the walls? The walls are also in the space. So from the space's point of view, there is nothing like in and out. And therefore, when we are sitting for meditation, if we keep this concept valid, that something is happening inside, something is going up, and something is happening here, and then I have seen some lights, and then darkness, and then the police came and gave a ticket. This is all in the mind. It has no value. Therefore, bhavam bahyam atha antaram muktva. Give up this notion of inside and outside. See how this notion is wrongly formed. When we go to the jeweler and select some ornament, and then we ask him, hey, there is gold in this ornament? He said, yes, there is gold. But what is the truth? The gold is not in the ornament. The ornament is superimposed on the gold. If you remove the gold from the ornament, will it remain as an ornament? So what is the reality? So name and form plus gold is the ornament. Out of these three factors, name, form and the ornament or the gold, reality is the gold. Name and form are merely superimposed. But our attention is so much on the names and the forms that we forget the reality. In the same manner, we have taken for no reason that I am inside the body. And then inside the body is the prana. Inside the prana is the mind. Inside the mind is the intellect. Inside the intellect is Anandavaya Kosha. Inside that is the Atma, like a sesamum seed, merely miserably sitting. No, it is the other way around. Body is supported by prana. So prana is the container, body is the content. Then mind is the container, prana and the body are the content. See how expanding we are. Then intellect is the content and the three are the contents. And then deep sleep or causal body is the container for all of us, a common container. Our deep sleep or causal body, they are not separate from each other. It's one. Like ocean is one. In the same manner, this Anandamaya Kosha or the causal body is one. And from that one, everything is coming out. Therefore, everything is in me. There is no place for in and out. If I is not there, the world doesn't exist. See? Therefore, abhasoham brahmam muktva bhavam bayam athantaram. Get rid of this Brahma, the delusion. That is why, when we sit for meditation, if this is not basically accepted, we will be only all the time struggling. Sit in a particular posture, you should not move, and then go inside and see in your heart, and then you start searching heart. Oh, my girlfriend has taken it away. Now how do I do meditation? See, friends. On the contrary, expand to dissolve and disappear. See? So, dehabhimana pashena chiram baddhosi putraka bodhoham jnana khadgena tannishkrutya sukhi bhava. See, again and again, sukhi bhava, be happy. That is the spiritual practice. Carrying the load of the whole world, miserable, depressed, rejected. I just can't imagine how a student who is practicing yoga, Vedanta, spirituality can ever enter depression. How it is possible? See? It is something like, because the pot is round, the space has become round. The pot is square, the space has become square. No. It makes no difference. Therefore, unless we get out of this conditioning of Panchakoshas, we will be only struggling whether we are in the material world or the spiritual world. The search for the happiness is the most miserable search in this world. Stop. There you are. Therefore, Deha Abhimana Pashena, by this notion that I am the body, by this notion, Chiram Baddhasi Putraka, my dear child, you are ever bound by this wrong notion that I am the body. See, friends, if we again and again work on it, The body is not created by us. We may call ourselves, I am a self-made man. Like the amoeba, I am born out of myself. The body is not created by us. The body doesn't listen to us. And yet we intellectuals, I am the body. And the whole life we carry the burden of body identification. And after this body identification happens, then only the girlfriend, the boyfriend, the husband, the wife, the mother, the father, the uncle, the aunt, all these secondary, fictitious, non-existing entities start cropping up like the mushrooms. See, there was one lady in Germany, probably, somewhere in Europe. She asked me after listening to satsang, she said, Swamiji, you should have come in my life 25 years before. I said, even then I would not have married you. No, not that way. There, what way? I would not have divorced 3 times. Now I remember where I have gone wrong. I said, anyway, now my question to you. I just want to understand. I am not interested in your life or lifestyle. My question is inquiry and understanding. When you got married to a man, for our calculation, we consider you as W1 and your husband as H1. So it is a combination of W1, H1. Then you separated. Then you got again married. So this time you are W2 and that man is H2, W2, H2. You repeated it to confirm. So it was W3 and H3. Now my question is W1 equal to W2 equal to W3 equal to what? Think. Are they same? Is wife an individuality? Or is wife just a phenomenon? When my husband died, I, the wife, died, but I, the woman, continue to be. So where is this wife? And are they same? And ultimately, are they anywhere? They are only in the imagination. And these imaginations begin from the first sin, original sin, that I am the body. See, friends, therefore, deha abhimana pashena. Pasha is a snare, a net, a rope. By this rope of the wrong notion that I am the body, by this, my dear child, you are ever bound. See? Deha abhimana pashenam chiram baddhosi putraka. Who is telling to whom? A 12-year child. He is talking to Janaka the king, who was at least 10 times elder than him. See? Putraka, my dear child. Therefore, what is to be done? Bodhoham jnana khatkena. By the sword of knowledge. And what is that knowledge? Jnana khatka bodhoham. I am the experience, not experience of, not experiencer. When we talk about experience of, we are lost in the objective world. When we talk about experiencer, we are lost in individuality. But the same experience, when it is divided into experiencer and experienced, the world is created. That experience where the knower and the known, the experiencer and the experienced, this division does not exist. That undivided experience is called as Bodha. That is our essential nature. See, friends, Bodhoham Jnana Khatgena. It is something like this. You must have seen in your house sometime. If you keep a mirror in a place, let us say in your room or a bathroom, inclined to the wall, not nailed like this, and keep the windows open. When we go and look into the mirror, we know, although our face is seen there, but there is nobody behind that face. So we don't bother. But when a sparrow comes and she sits before the mirror and she starts thinking, hey, there is somebody behind, she'll go on pecking and then slowly goes from backside to see who is there, and there is nobody. Now, what can be done to save the sparrow? Can the mirror stop reflecting whatever comes in front of it? It cannot stop. Exactly the same way, when the absolute consciousness expresses through the body as mind, the mind is by nature, by default, identified with the body, then only the mind can function. So, like the reflection in the mirror cannot be removed, cannot be erased, in the same manner, identification with the body cannot be stopped. Then what is to be done? Like we do in the mirror. We look into the mirror, we see ourselves, but we don't accept that there is somebody other than me. Exactly the same way. Let there be the perception of otherness. But in that perception of otherness, if I am able to recognize it is my face alone which is reflected in the mirror, it is me alone who is reflected in everything and being in this world. Although we will function through the relative existence, yet the absolute will never be corrupted. This is what is called as living in meditation. See, friends. Therefore, this error of judgment, that I am inside the body, the world is outside. No, everything is inside me, nothing is outside. Bodhoham jnana khatgena tannishkrutya. So this body identification discard. See. Now what is the meaning of ourself reflected in the others? What does it mean? So when I stand before somebody, I don't see my picture in that. See. It is something like, the mother sees herself reflected in her child. So when the child is successful, the mother is happy. When the child has some problem, the mother is serious. Actually, the child is other. But in that child, the mother sees herself reflected. The same thing is with the father. All those desires which the father could not fulfill in his childhood, he tries to live his childhood through his own son. Because in his son, he sees himself reflected. See, friends, in this manner, when we recognize, yes, we function through the body is essential, but body cannot be me. See, therefore, bodhoham jnana khatgena tan nishkritya. Get rid of this body identification. And then sukhi bhava, be happy. See, friend, all the spiritual practice is only this. Get rid of body identification. If that is achieved, we are on the right track. If that is not achieved, we are on the wrong track. Then how do we know whether we are achieving body disidentification or not? Now see, I am identified, let us take, with a watch. And everybody sees that I am putting this particular watch. And then there was some time I was very hard pressed, so I had to sell my watch. So I sold my watch to somebody. He gave me 50 pounds. And then he started putting that watch and going. And it so happened that some of my friend, he saw, "Hey, how come Swamiji's watch has come here with him?" And he asked, "Hey, how this watch is beautiful, isn't it?" So he wanted to show him, removed the watch, and it fell right into a deep sewage gutter. Oh God, it has gone. Now this friend of mine, he came running. "Swamiji, do you know your watch?" "Yes." "You gave to that man?" "Yes." "You know, he has thrown it in the gutter." What will be my reaction? Never mind. Things happen like this in this world because I already got 50 pounds. My attachment with that watch was gone. Therefore, whatever happens to that watch doesn't matter to me, is it not? If this is understood, if I am not attached to my body, then anything in this waking world, what is anything? Only two things. One, possessions. Two, relations. Possessions and relations will never bother me. And what is our life? Only carrying the load of possessions and relations. See, friends. And this is only a mental block. A young man, for no reason, starts imagining, what a life without a wife. Mind has started creating problem. Hurricane has come. Hurricane means hurry up, don't delay. So the hurricane has come. And then you get married to some girl. And then after a few days you come to know, what a life because of the wife. So first the mind projected, she is the source of happiness. The same mind shamelessly projects, she is the source of nuisance. So get rid of. And we dance to the tune of that mind because we are identified with the body. Stand apart. See, friends, it is extremely necessary. Unless this is achieved, so all our spiritual practice is only this. And this detachment from the body has to be done in a wise manner. Don't destroy the body. We have no business to kill the body. We have not created the body. What business we have got to kill the body? See? Only come to realize this is just an apartment. Somebody gave us free of charge to occupy. And we started claiming it is mine. Therefore, bodhoham jnana khatgena tan nishkrutya. Destroy this wrong notion by right understanding. And when this we start, you will see our dispassion for the worldly things and beings will become natural. Do you know how much natural? When a fruit, let us take a mango, when it ripens on the tree, it automatically detaches. When the apple ripens on the tree, it automatically detaches. Detachment is not an action. There is no body behind the detachment. Therefore, maturity of discrimination leads to the manifestation of detachment or dispassion. And when the dispassion is the result of wisdom, it is a freedom. But when the detachment is the result of frustration, it is depression. Are we living in wisdom or in depression? See, friends, therefore, bodhoham jnana khatgena tan nishkritya sukhi bhava. Therefore, the highest spiritual practice is this. Live at a zero complaint level. have zero expectation from anything or anybody in the world. Even in a dream, we should not expect anything. Let us not carry the burden of expectations. See, friends, and this can happen only if we are strict with ourselves. The Maha Mantra, as you are chanting Gayatri or Trambakam Yajamahe, the Maha Mantra is only one. That is the ability to say no and the ability to listen to no. When temptations and indulgent opportunities come, we have to have the guts to deny. No means no. No, but how can I say no? They are prepared with such a great love, then eat and suffer. See, friends, therefore, bodhoham jnana khadgena tan nishkritya sukhi bhava. That because of which we are disturbed is not worthy of seeking in life. See, anything which disturbs us, a simple technique, select, shift, delete. No need. Then only we can abide in the truth. And after we are firmly rooted in the reality, then live a life of total freedom. Nothing can touch us. See, it is something like when you have applied oil on your body, then jump into the river, the water won't touch you. In the same manner, in the clothing of dispassion, move around in this world freely, without the world climbing on us. This is the way. Now, the next verse, 15th verse, it will kill you. Nissango nishkriyositvam swaprakasho niranjanaha ayameva hite bandhaha samadhim anutishthasi. This is your bondage that you are doing meditation. I told you. Don't do meditation. Suffering silently. Because nissangaha asi. You are unattached. See, friends, these are the small little things which makes all the spiritual practice. When I am looking at anything in this world for the first time, only once, that time our mind is like a mirror. You stand before the mirror, mirror reflects perfectly, but at the same time, mirror does not allow any impression to be formed on its surface. Imagine, for the sake of imagination, that the mirror is that when you look into it, your face is printed on the surface of the mirror. Then in the public toilets or public places, they have to keep a booklet of mirrors. You go, see, oh, now it's removed. Next. See. So when we look into the mirror, no impression is formed. Exactly the same thing happens. When anything comes in contact with us for the first time, and it is only for the first time, you don't repeat it, there will be no impression formed, there will be no image formed on your mind. But how the images are formed, we look at something, we go ahead, we come back. I think it's very cheap. They are told here 80% discount. So let me see what it is like that. So you go nearer, and then the label which is hanging, it is in such a manner that to see the cost, you have to go inside the shop. Then you go inside the shop, and then the shopkeeper says, now the fish has come. Now I can start winding the wire and pull him. See, friends, This is one very simple technique. Do not look back again to anything or anybody. Your mind will remain like a mirror. And see, when the fire is reflected in the mirror, the reflection of the fire does not burn the mirror. When the waters are reflected in the mirror, the reflection of the water does not wet the mirror. See, exactly the same way. Let none of the things be allowed to influence us. Now be attentive. Is it not all our experiences are only the experiences of the images? If our image or the image of the fire in the mirror does not burn the mirror, are we not all having the experience only of images? Now see, you are seeing me, I am seeing you. But are we really seeing each other? It is the light which is falling on the object, then the light is reflected, and the reflected light is seen by us, not the object. If there is absolute darkness, you are sitting there, I am sitting here, eyes are open, because there is no light, therefore there is no reflection on the object, and therefore no image can be formed, and when image cannot be formed, an object cannot be seen. So what we are seeing? We are not seeing the object, we are seeing the image, number one. Number two, if the eyes are closed, object may be bathing in the light. But if the eyes are closed, then image is not allowed to form, and therefore we cannot see anybody. Third, if the mirror where image is formed, if that mirror is covered with a cloth, we cannot see properly. If the mirror is covered with dust, we may see, but we have to see with struggle. If the mirror is shaky, not steady, we are unable to see properly. Now apply the same principle to your mind. If the mind is dull-witted, if the mind is agitated, or if the mind is absolutely calm, the images will be of three different qualities. And when the mind is dull-witted, we hear but nothing, no knowledge takes place. Because the reflecting media is dull-witted. When the mind is agitated, we are only reacting to whatever we are seeing or hearing. And if the mind is absolutely quiet, fresh, undisturbed, then in one go we are able to comprehend what is meant. So all our knowledge is only that of the images. See, friends, and these images keep on changing. One day I decide this is good, next day I decide no, this is not good. And thus we keep on playing our whole life only changing the images and considering them as real. Therefore, essentially Nissangaha, like the mirror is not influenced by the images, similarly the sense organs, the mind, the intellect, the consciousness is not influenced by anything which is reflected in it. Nissangaha. See, friend. The mirror thickness is hardly 1 millimeter or even less than that. And if the object is in front of the mirror 10 feet, we see the image 10 feet inside. So that 10 feet depth in the mirror, is it real? When the mirror itself is so thin, less than 1 millimeter, in that less than 1 millimeter thick mirror, where from the 10 feet depth has come? It is just an illusion. It is not there. Now to remove that image or the reflection from the mirror, what you have to do? You have to do nothing. Only come to know it is an image. It is a reflection. It is not real. That's all. Exactly the same way. When we are living in this world, come to know that with reference to body alone, everything is related. And these two things, possessions and relations, they are the burdens. With reference to things, possessions. With reference to beings, relations. These are the twin ropes which tie us down to this world. Therefore, Nissangaha Asi, come to discover you are unattached. Don't get entangled in anything or any being in this world. Discover your freedom. Nissangaha nishkriyositvam. Second thing is nishkriyaha. There are no activities in you. Activities may be happening around you, but you are the same, untouched by any activity. See? Maya dhakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. Bhagavan says, it is in my presidentship, the world is moving around, but I continue to be the same. Like in the space, all the changes are happening, but the space doesn't change. See? How deep is the space in front of us? I don't know. How deep is the space above our head? I don't know. What is the reason? Because I is knowledge. When you go away from the knowledge, you end up in ignorance. See, the more you reflect on these lines, you'll come to know that we have really done nothing. When we grow in age, what is our contribution? It is just happening. But then the arrogance of the elderliness. These days, youngsters don't have respect for the elders. See? Therefore, Nissangaha nishkrayositvam swaprakasho niranjanaha. Swaprakasha means which does not need anyone else to establish its existence. It is something like this. When I am seeing the book, how many lights are involved to see the book? First, book is not self-illumined, therefore we require external light. And then we require eyes which has the vision. And then behind the eyes the mind is required. So many factors are required for the establishment that this is a book. To know the light, do we require the book? Because the light is self-illumined, we don't require the book. Then from the light we come to the eyes. From the eyes we come to the mind. And from the mind we come to the conscious reality. So I am, this one's presence is established without anybody's assistance. Nobody is required to prove that I am or I am not. I was reading one story on the war front. So many people were killed. So the brigadier from the medical corps, he went there to certify these are dead, they can be dispatched. So he went there, he has seen one or two samples. Yes, all are dead. Packed them in the truck and sent them. So all the dead bodies were put in a truck, one above other, and two sentries standing there with a gun in their hand, and truckload was full, and then the truck was going, lullaby, khat, 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 fresh air, and one of the person on the top, he got up. So the sentry who was standing there, he said, "Hey, why did you get up? You are dead." He said, "No, I am alive." He said, "You know better or the brigadier Saab knows better? Sleep, you are dead." We don't require anybody's certification to prove whether I am or I am not. So prakasha, self-establish. Even if God comes and tells us that you are not, we will not accept. We will say, "You are not, I am there." See, saprakasha. Now, if this is the story, to come to this self-asserted existence, what will be required? Discard the world, the sense organs, the mind, the intellect, and come to a point what cannot be discarded, that is you. This discarding is also done by dissolving. Yachedvang manasi prajna tajyached jnana atmani mahati diyached tajyached shante atmani. Kathopanishad says, discard the speech, come to the mind. Discard the mind, come to the individual intellect. Discard the individual intellect and merge in the total intellect. Merging in the total intellect is the path of devotion. O Lord, thy will be done. No complaints, no agitations, no achievement, no failure. Whosoever than God may be. Thus, when we live at zero expectation level, accept the world as it is. We are in a process of dissolving our individuality and allowing the divinity to express through us. This is how, out of an ordinary person, a great master starts manifesting. See? Therefore, nissango nishkriyo sitvam swaprakasho niranjanaha. Niranjanaha means uncontaminated. See? Like the space cannot be contaminated by anything. We may try to contaminate anything, it will be but the space. Because that is our nature. And therefore to say, no, I was not like that, I came in a bad company and therefore I started smoking. I came in a bad company, therefore I started drinking. No. Nothing in this world can touch us if we are clear about it. It is our weakness that the world becomes strong. If we are strong, the world cannot overrule us. Saprakasho niranjanaha. Then ayameva hite bandha. Now this is your bondage, my dear friend. What is the bondage? Samadhim anutishthasi. You are practicing meditation. This is your bondage. Thank God. You should have told us right on the first day, first lecture, we would have gone home. Liberated from the camp. Samadhim anutishthasi. Because whenever we do anushthan, anushthan is done when some I is born. The rule of anushthan is we are committed. I shall do this. Like there was one student who came and he was so much disturbed, confused. He said, "Swamiji, I don't know, I am so confused, I am getting lost and all that, I don't know what I should." I said, 2 conditions, no discussion, no argument. Yes, Swamiji, I know that. I said, you go to Haridwar or Rishikesh and every day sit near the Ganges. First of all, take bath, cold water bath in the Ganges, and then sit there and do the Anushtana of Gayatri 2400,000 times. So every day, get up early morning, 4 o'clock, go to the Ganges, finish bath, and take the mala in the hand and start. Om Bhurvhuva Swaha Tassaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvhuva Swaha. And when this Anushtana is done, you have to do the Nyasa and the Sankalpa. In that Sankalpa it is done. I, so and so, in such and such place, at such and such time, for such and such purpose, I am doing the Anushthan. So whenever Anushthan is done, somebody is born. I am doing it. That is what the teacher says, Samadhim Anutishtasi. When you are doing meditation, you will be the most miserable person in the world. Don't do meditation. Live 24/7 in that meditational poise. See, it is something like, one lady went to the doctor and said, Dr. Sahab, I want to reduce my weight, I am bloating too much, what should I do? So doctor said, okay, I will write down the diet, you take that. He wrote. And report me after 3 months. She came after 3 months, double the size. So the doctor said, how come? What did you do? She said, dear doctor, whatever prescription of diet you gave me, that I used to eat after I had normal eating. Now to such a person, who can teach? See, we are sincere, but not intelligently sincere, stupidly sincere. Therefore, when it is said, don't do meditation, that means don't struggle. Wherever there is a struggle, you are going the wrong way. Very simple rule. When you are swimming along the current of the river, no struggle. But when you are swimming against or across the current of the river, you struggle. Struggle very clearly tells we are going the wrong way. One day, one of my friend, we ordered something on internet and it came from China, well packed. So my friend said, Swamiji, shall I open? I said, open, we have to see. And he was trying to struggle and he said, Swamiji, will you mind if I cut the whole thing? I said, no, I will mind, don't do that, open properly. I don't know, it's becoming very tough, they have packed so badly. I said, if you are through, let me try. Remember one rule, whenever you are struggling, you are going the wrong way. Simple rule. Then I saw the whole thing, how it is packed. And somewhere in the corner it was written, open the flap. So I just put my fingers and opened it and the whole thing came out without breaking anything. So, oh God, Swamiji, it was so simple. I said, even meditation is simple. If you do the right way, Samadhim Anutishtasi. Our meditation is a struggle. We want to see that there should not be thoughts in the mind. We want to keep the eyes open, but I should not see anything. Then close eyes, why struggle? See, thoughts in the mind is not a problem. Wrong thinking is the problem. If thoughts in the mind is the problem, then like many people do, those who are addicted to drinks and drugs, what they do? They are doing meditation. It is called as chemical meditation. In Patanjali Yoga Darshan it comes, mantra aushadhi. So you blunt your thinking faculty and then you are feeling like this dumb. What happened? Meditation. no thinking. That is not. On the contrary, inquire to whom the thoughts are coming. Go to the source. Then you will come to know, oh, the husband is disturbed. Now find out, is this born husband? Or husband was born under the most unauspicious zodiac sign? When the husband was born, is he real? What is the reality behind husband? The more you reflect on this, you'll come to know we all have to play different roles in our life. Husband, wife, brother, sister, mother, father, play your role as we play the role on the stage of drama. This is a mega stage, the universe. In that, you and me are on the stage. Play your role perfectly well and relax. When an actor is playing the role that he is the fifth George, the king, he knows he is not. He is a miserable husband. But there, with all pomp and show, he presents himself. In the same manner, play your role perfectly well, but don't get entangled in any role. This is the way. But what we do? We imagine this role with this lady as a husband is giving me trouble. Therefore, I change this lady and then play another role with another lady and another husband is born and again the same problem. How many times will you change and how many places you will run away? Because wherever you go, there you are, the culprit of all the problems. Friends, discover this truth. Then we are living in meditation. Therefore, meditation is not you sit for half an hour sometime with the compulsion. And then don't disturb, don't do this, don't do that. So many don'ts, and you subsequently go to sleep. Okay, keep on doing don'ts and sleep. And after it is over, then now I am fresh. Why? It was a good sleep. See friends, ayameva hite vandaha samadhi manuthishtasi. Therefore, Panchadashi tells, Dhyatru dhyane parityajya dheyameva avashishyate. When the meditator and the meditation disappears, what remains is the reality. See, when my wife has gone, in her purse she has taken her husband also. But I am intact. Nothing happened to me. I am the same one. So who has gone with her was not me. It was just a role that I was playing. Thus, hold on to the divine presence that you are. Like in every dream, there is a separate dreamer. So also, in every waking experience, there is a separate waker. Yesterday's I and today's I are not one. But this illusion appears. It is the same. Like we have the illusion. It is the same body in which I have been living. Body has changed so many times. According to the medical science, they say every cell of the body is completely replaced in 7 years. Every cell. Suppose I am 70 years. So how many bodies I must have changed? 10 bodies. But what is my understanding? It is the same body. No, it is not the same. See how many illusions we are living. Thus, when we come out of the body identification, which body I am? See? If there are 20 photographs of ours, 80 years photo 70 years, 60, 50, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, one day, so many pictures. Out of these pictures, which is me? See, friends, the more we become aware of this phenomena, everything disappears. Then we will recognize the importance of living in the utter present. When we live in the utter present, we have nothing to talk. All that we talk is either our past or somebody else's past, or our imaginary problems which we want to solve, called as worry. In the utter present, the mind disappears. Mind is created when sequences are established. When sequence is not established, mind cannot be created. Morning, one event. Breakfast, second event. Lunch, third event. Evening, tea, fourth event. Dinner, fifth event. One after another. Oh, 12 hours have gone. Then you get into deep sleep, one event. Thereafter, no event. And you wake up. Oh God, I slept for 3 hours. No, my dear. You are sleeping for 3 days. 3 days! It happened once, in Bombay. There was a deluge. The whole Bombay was underwater because of heavy rain, tsunami now and then. Many years before. I was in 20s those days. And in a double-decker bus, I was at the ground floor. And the water started rising. The bus could not move any further. So all the passengers from the lower deck, they went to the upper deck. And I was near the driver. So by the time I get chance, I was the last. It was packed. So I was standing on the steps of the bus. And the water started rising up to the chest. And then the waves will come and slash. That time I used to do the kumbha. What else can you do? And again the water will go away. Again the second wave will come and bash. Like that for 8 hours I was standing there. And then the water receded slowly. And I went to my friend's place and slept. And then when I woke up, I said, hey, I came to your house at 6 o'clock, it is 9 o'clock, 3 hours I was sleeping. He said, my dear friend, first of all, you are not at home, you are in the hospital, and you were sleeping for 3 days, not 3. 3 days, yes. Where was the time? When sequence is not established, time is not born. When time is not born, mind does not exist. It is for this reason the mind either goes in the past or goes in the future or compares in the present. Stop these 3 activities of the mind. Mind will disappear. No past, no worries, no comparisons. This being has to be recognized only once in lifetime. It doesn't require repetition. Like we learn swimming only once. After that we can never forget. Because we don't learn swimming by mind. In the same manner, come to discover the truth only once. Thereafter, play the game of life. So, ayameva hite bandhaha samadhim anudishtasi. Therefore, don't struggle in meditation. Yaya yaya bhavet pumsam pravrutti pratyagatmani. That by whatever we become self-oriented, that is the spiritual practice. Don't tie yourself down with too many do's and don'ts in life. Give open choice. Sometimes when you sit, spiritual practice is not a military drill. See, sometimes you sit, the mind is not able to cope up, never mind, forget, open something and start reading. That doesn't work, never mind, start chanting. That doesn't, never mind, get out of the house, start cleaning the things. But all these activities are meant for Him. So in your activities also you are in meditation. See, meditation should never be understood that when we sit in a particular place, in a particular posture, there is meditation. No. We live 24 hours in meditation. Eating is meditation, taking tea is meditation, sleeping is meditation, walking is meditation, talking is meditation. See, friends, therefore, here nissango nishkriyo sitvam swaprakasho niranjanaha ayameva hite bandhaha samadhim anutishthasi. This is your bondage, that you are unnecessarily struggling. See. Therefore, friends, don't struggle. When you come and sit, I'll tell you one Maha Mantra which we did it. This happened when we went to Kailash Manas in Tibet. From Kathmandu, we flew to Nepalganj. From there, we had to take another flight and we have to go to Lhasa somewhere, and from there go to Kailash and Manas Sarovar. It so happened, it was heavily raining in cats and dogs. And in that Nepalganj, we were stranded. And it was so heavy rains that everywhere, even in the parking lot, the water level was above knee level. The ground floor was all flooded. In the dining hall, we were standing in the waters and eating standing. It was so bad. So all the people, we were about 19-20 of us, frustrated. I said, what to do with these fellows? Why don't they enjoy this beautiful place? So I came out. I said, those of you who have got blood running in your veins, come out. Those who have got Coca-Cola running, stay inside. And then we started the Maha Mantra Japa. Lift your left leg above the water level and say, I have nothing to do, and slowly put it into the water. Don't splash. Then lift the right leg and then say, I have nowhere to go, and slowly put it. And thus we started walking in a circle. I have nothing to do, I have nowhere to go, nothing to do, nowhere to go, nothing to do, nowhere to go. When you have nothing to do, nowhere to go, you are nobody. And when you are nobody, nobody is happy in this world. It is true. Mr. Nobody alone is happy in this world. At this moment, you are living in meditation. It doesn't matter what posture you are. It doesn't matter what your age is. This poise is possible 24/7. And in this there is no struggle. You can watch yourself from a distance. Like you are watching me, you can watch yourself without changing your position. Like many bodies are seated in this hall, there is one body which I claim to be me and mine. But in fact, none of them ever belong to me. I am beyond them. Here, meditation is happening. We are not doing meditation. So let meditation happen. When the meditation happens, there is no meditator born. And because there is no meditator, there cannot be joy of successful meditation, or there cannot be frustration of unsuccessful meditation. Because nobody is born. Ayame vahite bandha samadhim anuthishtasi. This is your bondage. Don't struggle. Now see, to understand what is the struggle, we will do one experiment. As you are sitting, concentrate on your breathing. See, your breathing will increase in its depth. It will become heavy because you are concentrating. Now, second experiment. Don't concentrate on breathing. Simply be aware that breathing is happening. In the first experiment, attention was given, importance was given to breathing. In the second one, importance was given to awareness. We concentrate on something else. We are self-aware. It is effortless. Prayatna Shaithilya Ananta Samapattibhyam. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः।